Hi again, welcome to another video, and in this video I'm going to show you a reveal of something I bought a month or so ago. I actually did a video about a month or so ago when I got it, but you're going to see that now, and then I'll show you what I've done on it. I haven't filmed any of it because it's just escalating, there's lots of things needed doing, but I'll explain that after you see the reveal, which you'll see now. So let's have a look at what I've bought. Here it is. I've had it a couple of weeks. I haven't really done anything on it apart from yesterday I drained the oil. It does need an oil change. It was very low of oil anyway. So I'm going to be doing that tomorrow because I don't happen to have a low profile jack, only a higher one. And my jack struggles to get under these. Well, it won't go under. So I have to try and drive it up on a bit of wood first or whatever. But my unit neighbour is there tomorrow, so I'll borrow one of his. So that'll help me out with that. So I'll get the oil change tomorrow. It is a BMW Mini 1 and it's a diesel. That's why I bought it, because I'm going to use this instead of using the Mini Cooper I have been using, I'm still using. I was going to sell it a few months ago, but when I found the rust on the Subaru, I've carried on using the Mini Cooper. This is a 55 plate, so slightly newer than the Mini I've been using, but it isn't the Cooper. Like I said, it's a Mini 1D. It has a 1.4 Toyota engine in it. That's what they fitted in these back in the day. Because the car's a few years old now. I'll just undo the bonnet and show you the engine. There's a few dents and scrapes and that on the car, but it was quite cheap. So I thought, yeah, I'll go for it. And these are supposed to do a lot of miles to the gallon of diesel. So that's the main reason for my running about locally. This will be ideal. There's the engine tucked in there very tightly. I don't even know where that oil filter is at the moment. I haven't even got to that stage, but I have drained the oil, so I'll jack it up tomorrow and find the oil filter. The tyres are all okay apart from one. I'm going to have one fitted. I've got it here on a low loader. So yeah, someone brought it here for me. That tyre needs replacing. And also I've got to do a front spring. The coil spring is broke this side. I bought them as a pair, so I'll do both sides. Also, the brake pad warning light is on, so I bought some front pads for it. Hopefully it is the front pads. If not, I'll have to do the rears as well. But all in all, it's not too bad. The previous owner had it 9 years, so they've got good use out of it. It's done 120,000 miles, which isn't too bad. It's about an 18-year-old car, so if you work it out, 10,000 miles a year, that's what I sort of class as a bit of an average. It's a lot less than that per year. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. It'll clean up quite nice. I like the colour, silver. It's got the added bonus of the nice sunroof, which works perfectly. It hasn't got aircon, but it has got 6 gears. It's 6-speed. There's the interior, which is quite nice apart from the driver's seat. I've got one of them on order. I managed to find one with the same pattern. So I'm just going to replace that one seat because I'll show you in a minute, but it's really bad, the driver's seat is. So I want to replace that. And it is actually a category N. That means it's had an insurance claim on it. And this is the reason why the boot got hit by some truck or something, they told me, and it dented the boot lid and it broke the back light. But apart from that, no other damage at all. So I have here a replacement boot lid I bought. That was actually off of a Cooper, but it's the same colour. That only cost me £50. So that's a bolt on. Annoyingly, they took all the wiper and everything out. They broke it right down. It'd been nice if they could have kept the wiper motor in and that, but it means I've got to strip my old boot lid down and put all the bits into this one. So that's what I'm gonna get on with soon. But in the boot, it's nice and clean. That one light, I actually did order one, but they sent me the wrong side. So they're supposed to be sending me the correct one. So I'll have a pair of lights because I didn't ask for the other one back. And one light cost me £16 delivered. So that means I'm going to get a pair of rear lights for £16. So yeah, I can't argue with that. And apart from that, yeah, good clean up. It's got the odd dent in it. Dent there, bit of a dent there. The bonnet has a few dents on the front there. I might get a bonnet for it at some stage, but that isn't important now. I just want this on the road so I can, yeah, sell the other one and that'll sort of pay for this one. Just put that down. You can see it's been crumpled in there a bit. The bonnet isn't great, but it's only cosmetic. It's not that important. So I'll just get the torch, which is just here. And we'll have a little look in here. Not too much to look at really. It's only a little car, but it's pretty tidy in there. Like I said, the interior is pretty good apart from the driver's seat, which you can see it's got the damage on the corner, but we'll go around that side and look at that in a minute. I'll show you what I'm a little bit unhappy with on that. So that's why I'm going to replace it. But yeah, it just needs a bit of a clean up, a bit of a hoover out. got radio, fitted radio in. It's got the 6-speed. It's an old car now, but I like them. I like the Cooper I've been using. There's a damage on the seat there. And if I could just show you there, you can see the metal there, and the seat does that. And I don't like that, and I'm not even sure whether it would pass an MOT. It may do, I don't know, but that's going to dig into me anyway. That bit is, yeah, you can see how worn that is. So a replacement seat is the easiest way to go. Just bolt it in, and then I'm done. Oh, and the airbag lights on. That could be due to the accident, or these are renowned for having wiring issues under the seat where the airbag light comes on. So I'll turn it off and then see what happens, see how quick it comes back on. I think apart from them jobs I've mentioned, it should pass this MOT, but there could be something that I've not realised needs doing. So like I said at the beginning of the video, it did escalate. Lots of other things needed doing on this Mini, but I'll try to run through a lot of what I've done. I've got a replacement bonnet. The reason I've got that is I didn't like the dents here. Lots of little dents there. Looks like it's been dented in at some point and then tapped out from the inside or something. I didn't like that. So I bought this bonnet cheap, and you can see them circular pen marks. That's where there's lacquer peel, but the bonnet was cheap and it's better than the one that's on the car. May flatten it down and repaint it if I keep the car long enough, or I might just leave it as it is. I'm not sure. But anyway, that wasn't really needed, but I did want to get a different bonnet because I didn't really like the one that was on it. So there was that. I'm going to run through the jobs I've done on this, but in no particular order. The job I've actually just done is done this rear disc and pads. I'll show you the rear discs that come off of it. So the reason I needed to change the rear discs, and I haven't done the other side yet, I've only done one side up to now, but it's because that had worn the old one quite a lot. And you can see how much thinner that is than that one, and the pad has dug into it as well. In the past, I think someone's just put pads in to try and get over it, but the disc had it. So I've replaced one side, the worst side. I think the other side is okay-ish, but they come in a pair, so yeah, it's best to put them on as a pair. So that's going to be done when I've done that. It's one of the last jobs I've got to do on the Mini, actually, do that passenger side rear disc and pads. So I'm going to get on with that in a minute, but I'm going to show you some other jobs I've done on this car. So you saw in the video of when I got the car. Well, now I have another boot lid on it. That cost me £50. I had to travel about 20 miles to get that, and that's all fitted. I did have to cut the spoiler off of this. The original one didn't have a spoiler on it. This one did, and it was 2 bolts and double-sided tape. It was very strong double-sided tape. So I got some choke wire and cut through it, and I've just got to tidy up that little bit there and there, and I've retaped it on the spoiler, and then I can get that on. The reason I had to take the spoiler off is because the brake light that fits in there, you couldn't get it in with a spoiler on, and the one that was on the boot lid wasn't working, and the original one on the Mini wasn't working either, so I had to buy another one of them. I bought a new rear wiper arm and blade and put that on. I've done a few bits inside here because I've had trouble in here, because when it was hit up the back, something must have cut the power. I think on some Minis, I'm not sure if it's on all, but on some Minis that happens, and it did on this, and it popped that lead out from that bit there. So I've had all that apart, joined it back together, and I've had to put a resistor in there because the airbag light wouldn't go off unless I did that. But also I had to fit 2 new tensioners as well, pre-tensioners. The bit there, I'll show you around the other side in a minute. So I had to fit them. So I got the airbag light off, I had to plug it in to do that, but that's all done now. So apart from just covering up them wires with some heat shrink or tape, I've done in there. I did get a seat. I think I mentioned when I showed you it when I first got it, the seat, driver's seat was horrible. It was all worn through there, but you can see now, got a really nice seat in there. Did cost me a little bit, that seat did. It cost me £100, but it's made the interior almost mint, really. The interior is really good. Carpets are really good and seats are really good. So yeah, it was worth doing. If I sell it, that's just gonna help it sell. So I'm going to use it for a while myself anyway, and then decide what I'm going to do. What else have I done? Oh, a lot on the front. I thought this side spring was broke, but when I took it apart, the spring actually wasn't broke. It was the top mount that had broke, and also the shock had rusted through. Here are the old bits. This was the driver's side one, the one you just saw there. It had rusted through there, so I've had to put new shock on it. This was the top mount with the bearing in. That had come away like that. The passenger side one wasn't nowhere near so bad, but as it all come in pairs, I've replaced them on the other side as well. There's the pre-tensioner that got sucked right in on both of them, passenger side and the driver's side. So I had to get them, but they only cost me £20 for the pair, second hand off of eBay. So that was cheap. What else have we got there? Oh, that's off something else altogether. That'll be in another video. Guess what it is, but that's for another video. It'll be another reveal, actually. So here, look out for that one. Pads have been done, and wipers as well. I fitted them on the front, new wiper blades on the front. They were cheap. Well, a whole lot, not just a rubber, the whole lot has all been done, so that's all sorted. I have still got to do a fan belt tensioner and a belt. I've ordered one belt, and I've got it wrong. There's two belts on this, I believe, and I've ordered the smaller one, and I need that one as well. And I'm waiting for the tensioner still. That hasn't turned up yet. I did have a bit of a problem with the brake pad light coming on, but I've sorted that. Also, I had to put a drive shaft gaiter in this side. That's done, an inner one, because when it all come out, it's split. So that's been done. I also need to put a tire on the other side. I haven't done that yet, but that'll be probably the last job I'll do. So I'm almost there with this. Yeah, the car has cost me quite a bit more than I thought it was going to, but I'll get a few months use out of it, and then I'll probably sell it on. So yeah, it will sort of pay for itself a little bit, because it'll be very economical being a 1.4 diesel. So yeah, I may just hang on to it and keep it, I'll see. But yeah, it's all sorted now, really. I've done a lot of bits on this, as I've just shown you. So yeah, it's just this back disc and pads I need to do, and just finishing off a few little bits and pieces, and that tensioner, which might be a bit of a pain because it's quite tight down there. But yeah, that's where I am with the Mini.